All right, everybody, welcome. We'll let everybody populate the room for a couple seconds. We have a great show for everybody today. We are celebrating National Solitaire Day. We have a special guest that will be joining us. Kevin Lambert will be here. He's the creative director for Microsoft Casual Games. So it's a great opportunity to ask somebody, maybe even, get the kids around because they might have some career questions for him or what have you. But we have some great questions that we're going to be asking Kevin today. We're also giving away limited edition playing cards. You'll see the picture over to the right there. These are very, very cool. And in fact, let's see here. So this is what they look like, everybody. I have them in-house right here. We have 20 of them, and we're going to have a unique giveaway on how you can earn these today during the show. So should be a lot of fun. And we'll be talking about Microsoft and Solitaire and how that has changed our lives. And basically Solitaire in general. This is a game that's been around for a long, long time. Microsoft took it digital 30 years ago today. So it's a pretty exciting day, and I might even be able to share some information on this too. I actually talk a lot about Solitaire on the Tech Ranch, which is, of course, a show that I host, and because of the impact that it had on computers back in the day. So, but without further ado, I'm going to be bringing Kevin on board. So, Kevin Lambert, how you doing, man?
Hey, thanks for having me, and thanks for helping us set up National Solitaire Day a couple of years ago.
Yeah, it's an honor to actually have this day on our calendar. And I don't know if you know this, Kevin, but do you know the reason why Microsoft introduced Solitaire 30 years ago?
I do indeed.
Well, I'd love to hear this.
Yeah, so a lot of people just think that, Solitaire was added to Windows as a way to, keep entertained, have something to do, possibly instead of being productive on some days. But no, actually, the reason that Solitaire was added to Windows is to help teach users how to use a mouse, which was this crazy new device, back in 1990. And with the Windows 3 operating system, you're dragging and dropping files. And what better way to learn how to do that than by the nice familiar way of dragging and dropping cards with the mouse? Helps you learn how to use the operating system. It was pretty cool.
I'm impressed that you know that. So I actually have that edition on the screen right now. It's come a long ways, hasn't it?
There it is with the Castle card back.
Okay.
Which is pretty awesome that we added that Castle card back recently in a retro pack for the 30th anniversary. So now you can make our Solitaire, the new updated Microsoft Solitaire collection, look almost exactly like it did back in the old days.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic. So yeah, and I've actually been playing a little bit here because today, why don't we talk about that real quick before we get into giving away some of these amazing cards that we have. But I've been helping a little bit, Kevin, already. I don't know if you can see that on there, but I've been playing a little bit of Klondike today. So what's going on? What's so special about today?
Well, today is the 30th anniversary of Solitaire on Windows, and it's come a long way, in 30 years. And it's funny when I tell people I work on Solitaire, I usually get the question, wasn't that game done back in 1990? Like, what's there left to do? But boy, man, there's been a lot of features that we've added since then. I remember when I had my interview at Microsoft, just to tell a story back in the day, which was 9 years ago. And they said, hey, and this is before Windows 8 had come out, so they couldn't really talk about it. And they said, how would you like to work on the games that historically shipped with Windows, like Solitaire and Mahjong and Minesweeper, and kind of help modernize them and make them cool and fun for the new generation of games and gamers? And, is that something you'd be interested in? And I said, honestly, you had me at Solitaire. Like, are you kidding? The most played game in history? It would be an honor to work on that. And that was pretty awesome. So since 1990, 10 years later, Microsoft added the ability to save your game. Before that, you couldn't even do that. You just had to play, and then if you didn't finish, you had to turn it off and turn it back on. So you could say now you could save your game, but at the end of the game, there was always this little pop-up that says you win. Okay, like play again, and nothing really celebratory other than, of course, the classic bouncing cards that have been there since the very beginning. But so we added a few solitaire games. We took the 5 most popular solitaire games, which were Klondike Solitaire, which is kind of the classic seven column solitaire that everybody knows. It's called the Klondike. There's Spider Solitaire, there's Free Cell, and TriPeaks and Pyramid, which are 2 other popular variants. We put those all into the app just so that anyone who liked any kind of solitaire could, have a familiar, fun experience with our game.
So I don't mean to stop you right there, but just remember where you're at, because we're already getting people who want to play to win these guys, right? So we're going to do that right now. So what we're going to do is I actually don't want to open one of these because we have 20 of them, and I know they're collector editions, aren't they, Kevin?
They're really high quality. If you go to like a convention and you get a pack of cards for your favorite brand or game, they're usually like you can fold them and they come apart. But these are really high quality bicycle cards, like the same kind you would buy in the store. They're really, really nice. They are nice, and they're a limited edition deck.
So we're going to give away 5 of these right now. Okay, we're going to give away 5 right now. All you have to do is, I have my handy dandy North Dakota cards right here. I have a whole deck right here. I want you to pick a card in the deck. All you have to do is pick a card in the deck, like the 3 of hearts. And the first 5 people who pick the card that I am going to pull out of this deck in a couple minutes will win one of the decks of cards from Microsoft here. So you can start guessing right now. Go ahead and start guessing any card that you want. It can be Ace of Spades, 3 of Hearts, Jack of Diamonds, whatever it is. You get one chance. Pick a card, and then in a couple minutes we'll actually pull a card out of the deck, and we'll see who wins. So
it sounds like the beginning of a magic trick that I've done before.
You may have to actually, I might have to actually private chat you, and we'll have to see what we can do there. So anyway, so we have some questions coming in already. I know I have some for you as well, Kevin, but I want to answer some of the questions that some people have. Let's see. I'm just going back in the thing here a little bit. I know somebody. Okay, what's your favorite version of Solitaire?
This is a fun topic to go around the office as well, because everybody has their own favorite. My personal favorite is TriPeaks, just because it's very zen, it's very chill. You can just kind of, sit there and enjoy your game without, blowing a gasket in your brain. It's nice and easy. But the tougher difficulties on TriPeaks can certainly offer a challenge. But I just like it because it's fun, it flows, and it's got nice sounds and audio too.
Sure. So have you been encouraging people around you today to get on and play a couple games of Solitaire to help with the record that you're trying to set?
I may or may not have commissioned my wife and every family member already to do some work for us today. Yeah.
So how's it going, by the way? So today you're trying to actually set a record for the most games of Solitaire ever played in a single day, correct?
That's right.
Okay. So how's it going so far?
So I haven't checked, but earlier this morning it was looking pretty good. We're not saying exactly the number, but we'll you can follow the Facebook page on Microsoft Solitaire. Just search that on Facebook to get the up-to-date status of where we're at. But it's as of this morning, it was looking pretty good.
Cool. Keep guessing, everybody. Pick a card in the deck, and I'll be picking one through here in just a couple minutes for 5 decks of cards that'll be given away. You get one chance. So, all right, Kevin. So you told us a little bit about what you do for Microsoft. We've talked about the history of Solitaire a little bit. Is there anything else in the history space that you want to add before we go to the next question?
Well, let's see. Some of the biggest additions that we added to Solitaire recently were daily challenges, where it's not just a daily game of Solitaire, but if you go into the daily challenges, there are actually kind of these little micro games where some of them, all you have to do is get, maybe the 7 of hearts up to the top in solitaire. So it's kind of a part of a game. And it's interesting to play solitaire with these kind of alternate win conditions. A lot of our players really enjoy because they feel kind of fresh. And this one's crazy, but a couple of years ago we added events, which is a casually competitive way to play. You have these like little gauntlet of challenges, and you get thrown into groups of 50 people or 100 people, and you compete against them. You don't have to compete against them. So if you just want to play them and kind of collect these little bracelets and awards, you can do that just to finish them all. But a lot of people like to see, like, well, how did I do against everybody else? Did I finish faster than they did? Did I get them all done? Did they get them all done? So it's kind of neat. That the events mode in solitaire is probably one of our most recent additions.
Okay, cool. We have another question for you, by the way.
Sure.
What is your favorite version of solitaire not in your collection?
Oh, not in our collection. Wow. That's a pretty good one. So what would be my favorite? I played a game called Accordion once.
Okay.
That's a variant of solitaire that's not bad. And we get a lot of requests to add bridge and some other card games to our collection. We have a huge backlog of games. It will be exciting to work on these eventually.
Yeah, that sounds great, and I have some questions for you about that as well. So, all right, everybody, you got 5 seconds. If you haven't picked a card yet, 4, 3, 2, 1. The card is the 3 of diamonds.
That's exactly the card I was going to guess.
Well, congratulations, Kevin. You can't win, of course, because so this card is actually going to go back in the deck again because you can actually win. We have 3 more chances, everybody, to win a set of cards. So we'll be starting. Actually, we'll ask the next question, and then we'll start another round here. So let's see here. Roger is asking, in what order do you arrange your aces?
I don't, when I play classic solitaire, Klondike solitaire, I don't usually always put them in the same spot. I kind of put them wherever they go, but that's it seems like somebody like me with a little bit of OCD would definitely pay attention to that kind of thing. Always put the ace of spades on the left,
right?
But I don't actually, that's something that I haven't ever paid attention to, but now I can't not think about that. So I'll let you know after the next time I play.
I was just thinking the same thing. I have never paid any attention to that either. I just let the computer program actually pick where it goes, and no big deal. But you're right. Now we'll pay attention to that. So, all right, everybody, we're going to start the same game again. We're going to give away 5 more decks of the limited edition Microsoft playing cards right here for National Solitaire Day. And just know that if you've won, we will be reaching out to you after the broadcast. If you've won, we'll be reaching out to you after the broadcast. So go ahead and start again, everybody. You can pick a card, and you will be able to potentially win one of these wonderful decks of playing cards. So, Kevin, let's see here. Oh, people have a lot of personal questions about you and solitaire here. What level are you?
Let's see. I think my highest level is I'm level 80 in TriPeaks. I play a lot on the development build, so I don't want to taint my actual personal level with that stuff. So I don't cheat. So, but legitimately, I'm around level 80 in TriPeaks is my highest level. I think I'm about level 50 in the other games.
Okay. So are you one of these that even though you work, this is your job, right? Are you one of those that when you're standing in line at the grocery store or whatever, you're still playing solitaire?
So I do play solitaire for fun outside of work hours, and I play other video games as well constantly. That's video games is like my whole life. It's what I've done ever since I was a kid. And I was one of those kids who was sitting in the doctor's office in the lobby, back when I was, 6, 7 years old, and all the other kids were bored, and I would just sit around, look around, and I would nudge one of their kids, crumple up a piece of paper and say, hey, check it out. 100 points if you can get that into the planter in the pot in the corner, 50 extra points if you can bank it off 2 walls, see if you could do it. Just kind of creating game experiences, trying to make everything fun in life. And so I'm always playing games constantly.
Yep. Jarek is asking, what is your fastest time to win an entire round of solitaire?
So I don't usually play for speed, which is crazy. I also like chess, and people ask the same question, like, do you enjoy speed chess? And I'm not a speed player.
Okay.
I'm much more of a, think slow, controlled, enjoy, calm, relaxed game of solitaire. Even though some of our players do like that, I would say, we ask our players, why do you like solitaire? What really is it about the game that keeps you coming back all the time? And so many people say, I just like to relax. I just like it's a relaxing, fun way to wind down at the end of the day. And it keeps my brain healthy, trains your brain a little bit.
Yep.
But I don't play for speed.
Okay. And I don't know anything about this. Is there a National Solitaire Day bracelet?
Yes, there is. So
okay.
That is something that we added for the 30th anniversary. And so every year, on May 22nd, which is today, there will be a special event. And if you complete all the challenges in the event, you will get the exclusive National Solitaire Day bracelet in the game.
That's pretty cool. So you just finish it, and then is it automatically sent to you, or how does that work?
It's not a physical bracelet.
I gotcha.
It's a bracelet
virtual.
In the game. There's a bunch of virtual bracelets you can get by playing events. And some of them are really cute and cool. There's a dragon bracelet for getting 10,000 points. There's a cute bunny bracelet for 3,000 points. And the National Solitaire bracelet, Day bracelet, you can only get once a year on the 22nd. So make sure not to miss your chance and play it today. Play the event today to earn that.
So I see some people have been playing. Gary just finished the daily challenge, and it took over 4 hours to complete. So I would never have that kind of time, but I'm envious, Gary, that you could spend 4 hours playing solitaire today. Way to help out the cause, man. That's fantastic.
Yeah, that's probably a lot of games played towards our record.
I guess when I think about it, I have been on airplanes where I have probably played 3 or 4 hours, especially if I have to sit on the tarmac for an extra hour. Occasionally, I'll get a few in there. So, have you finished all of the Star Club collections?
Well, I tested a lot of them. I don't have all of them totally complete. I would say I have about half of them done on my personal account.
Okay, cool. All right, everybody, 5 more seconds, and then we're going to be giving away another 5 packs of cards here. So if you don't have your card guess in, get it in now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And I will be typing that one in. So we know when we stopped. And the next card is the 8 of clubs. Was that your guess as well, Kevin?
No, not that time.
Okay.
I was going Queen of Hearts that time.
Wow. Okay. So we'll ask one more question, and then we'll start another edition of the game. So you'll have 2 more chances to win yet, everybody. So hang in there. The next question is, what is it like working at the Microsoft Casual Games Studio?
So I've been at the Microsoft Casual Games Studio since the very beginning, back in 2011. And I gotta say, I've been in the games industry for 25 years, and this studio is by far the best place I've ever worked, because there are a lot of game industry veterans there who've worked in games for 5, 10, 20 years, and zero egos. Everybody is so humble and so respectful of everybody else, and everybody loves to collaborate, and we sit around and we come up with great ideas. They come from everywhere. And we work together, and it's just such a great collaborative environment, and it's really unlike anywhere I've ever worked. It's awesome.
I'm actually envious of you as well, because I think it would be I think it's a great thing or a great feeling when you can actually visualize something, and then I don't know what your process is, but to actually see it come to life, like in an app or what have you, it's got to be very satisfying. Definitely.
And what you don't see are all the times before it came out, the things that didn't work quite as well. Sometimes our users get to see those.
Sure.
We've been pretty transparent. It's one of the benefits of working on games that are classic, that everybody knows and everybody's played before is that we're able to, ask our players, hey, here's a new feature we're going to be developing. What do you guys think? We have a Microsoft Casual Games Inner Circle where you can get on a beta and see some of the features and screens before they come out, and to give us feedback. And so our players really enjoy, feeling like they're a part of the team and helping us, make the games great. And it's awesome to be able to talk about them with players.
Cool. All right, everybody, we are going to give away another 5 decks of the Microsoft Solitaire limited edition playing cards. Another 5 decks right now. Same game. Pick a number. Yes. Pick a card in the deck. Doesn't matter what it is. You have one of 52 that you can pick. One chance here, and then I'll be pulling another card out here shortly to give away another 5 decks. And if you get the guess correctly and you're one of the first 5 to do that, we will be sending you a deck of cards. Next up on my list, Kevin, is what is your favorite solitaire game within the collection and why? And I guess we've kind of maybe addressed this a little bit, but is there anything else you want to add to that?
Well, I did mention it was TriPeaks. I would say my second favorite game is Pyramid. Pyramid Solitaire. It's just it's got a little bit of math to it, and I used to really be into math. You gotta get 2 cards that add up to 13, so you're constantly doing the math in your head. Which 8 goes with 5, 10 goes with 3, and that's fun. It's fun to try to do that and try to see if you can get to the top of the pyramid. Ever since we added the difficulty where you can pick how hard the games are, which there aren't. I don't know of any other solitaire games that have a difficulty chooser. I think that's one of the features that's unique to Microsoft Solitaire, is that you can pick a difficulty. Yep. And so I love picking difficulties. And if I ever want to challenge myself, I'll knock it up to hard or master, and or expert. And
okay,
it's pretty good.
Interesting. I always pick the easy one because I like.
Yeah.
But it's one of these days I might have to upgrade my level a little bit just so I can do that. So Derek is asking, do you still play DDR?
Yeah, I used to play Dance Revolution, and of course somebody would ask about that who must know me.
Obviously.
Those were dark times, but they were fun. And I actually still have a Dance Revolution arcade machine in my house in my basement, and I do play it from time to time. It's a great way to get exercise that doesn't feel like you're going to the gym. It's a lot more fun.
I love this comment. I'm just going to put it up here. Roger, is competitive solitaire an oxymoron?
So, it's funny. I remember when we kicked around the idea with Paul, our studio manager, of let's make a multiplayer mode in solitaire, and I laughed, and he said, no, I'm serious, let's talk about it. And so the evolution of how a competitive multiplayer mode got into a game called solitaire is pretty funny, but
yes,
it turned out pretty good. It turned out pretty fun. We have we've had events that have over 500,000 players in them, and we're going to see how many people are in the National Solitaire Day event today. Will be interesting to see by the end of the day how many people played it.
Yeah. Wow. Like I said, personal questions for you. I see a keyboard and microphone behind you. Do you play and sing?
I do. Yeah. Not professionally, just kind of for fun as a hobby. I've had a keyboard for years. Never had music lessons, though. I taught myself. I just play by ear, and I do enjoy singing.
Okay. Well, so I don't know if we're going to put you on the spot now.
Oh boy. Don't know about that one.
This is up to you, but Clay is asking if you'll play us a song.
It's not set up to play on stream, but I'll have to give you a rain check on that. But thanks, Clay.
And remember, everybody, pick a card, one of the 52 cards in the playing deck, because we're giving away another 5 of these Microsoft Solitaire. See, this is what you get for people being able to see what's behind you there. Notice my background. There's absolutely nothing that they can get me on, except for maybe that I might like red and black.
No dirt on you available.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. Now, if I was in my office, it's full of space stuff and all that good stuff, of course. But all right. Do you have any pro tips for solitaire players out there?
So I think the biggest pro tip I can give is if you have a spouse like your wife, definitely check in with her to see, you know, what she's doing, and that's the best way that I've been able to learn how to play. Is she is way better than me, and
Okay.
some of the best tips I've learned playing were from watching my wife play Free Cell.
Well, there you go. That's great. All right. 5 more seconds, everybody, to end this round. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hopefully everybody's got their guesses in. And I will post that right now. And it is the 8 of Hearts. The 8 of Hearts. So we have one more chance, everybody, to win 5 decks of the Microsoft Solitaire limited edition playing cards here. So hang on for that. And you're getting some more stuff here. People want you to record stuff. Cody, he'll lay down some drums for you, man.
Hey, that sounds awesome.
So
yeah,
you guys will have to collaborate.
Game.
Yeah,
I'm game. Yeah,
that's great. That's great. Let's see here. So let's start the last version of this. Do you have a deck of cards there?
I could get one, but I don't have one with me.
Okay. I know I'm putting you on the spot again. We should have talked about this before. I was going to have you maybe draw the last one. Why don't you do this, Kevin? Why don't you write down on a piece of paper right now what your guess is for this round? So,
okay.
And as soon as you have that, let me know, and then we'll start the last round to give away 5 more sets. Are you ready?
Yep, I got it.
All right, everybody. So what did Kevin pick this time for his card choice? What did Kevin pick for his card choice? You can start right now and pick a card, any playing card. You get one chance to put your stuff in. And if you get the correct card guess, you will win a Microsoft Solitaire limited edition deck of cards. So start guessing right now. So I personally want to know, if I have children in school and their children are gamers, what have you. I mean, is there something that you could do to encourage, to maybe put them on the right trajectory, to maybe work in a position like yours, you know, when they grow up? And I guess what I'm saying, you know, you always hear about students, kids, whatever, they're playing video games, and this is their aspiration, is to actually develop these when they actually grow up. What should they be getting into so that that can happen?
Well, definitely getting into computers is a good thing. And there are actually gaming schools that they have now, like DigiPen Institute and a few others around the country. And the gaming schools are really good. A lot of game companies will hire from those schools.
Okay.
But honestly, the best thing you can do is play, and it's going to sound funny, but is play games. Play a ton of games, you know, just explore find out what you're really passionate about. Is it creating character models? Is it programming? Is it drawing pretty pictures? Is it writing stories? You know, figure out what area of games you're really excited about, and dive into that. Play other companies' games. And you know, one of the best things you can do when you're ready to make that jump, you know, you're out of college and you want to get a job in the game industry, is to contact the company and say, hey, I played your game. You know, such and such game. It's awesome. I love it. I play it all the time, and I have some ideas on how to improve it. Here's what I was thinking. Bam, 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 and show some pictures, or create a level for it, or, you know, give an example, because that will separate you from 99% of the candidates that these companies get that just has, you know, send a resume, want a position in the games industry. I'm really good. You know, you actually do something. I've seen so many people get hired that way, by just a little idea of improvement for a game that's out there, and they say, this guy's awesome. This person's awesome. We got to have this person.
Interesting. That's a very, very great. That's a great tip, actually. So Roger wants to know, if I were to play Klondike with 2 decks, should I start with 7 rows or 14?
With 2 decks. So I haven't ever played Klondike with 2 decks, and it depends if you want to play single player or 2 player. There's actually a couple of 2-player Klondike games that have 2 decks that have 7, or that you can use a shared with seven rows. You can use a shared area foundation, and both players are putting cards out, and you can use one deck for that as well. And just kind of you turn over cards, and whoever sees the move first can do it. But I haven't played Klondike with 2 decks, so that's a good question. I'm going to go try it though after this. And see what works best.
Cool. So remember, everybody, if you haven't guessed yet, get your guess in. Pick a card, any of the 52 on the deck, and Kevin will be revealing shortly what he picked and we're giving away 5 more decks of the Solitaire playing cards. So, have you ever played the original game?
The original Solitaire? Yeah, yep. I did. I played it on Windows 3 back in the day.
Oh my goodness. That's fantastic.
I have played it. And actually, it's funny that you have the castle card in that screenshot there, because that is the card. That was my favorite, and that was the one that I used.
Okay. Cool. Priscilla here. And so she's mentioning to check out Irving's game design program. I'm not familiar. Are you familiar with that?
I am not, but I know there's a lot of great game creation, game design, game art, game programming curriculums popping up in schools all over the place now. It's amazing. I wish that they had those when I was going to school. I had to go to school for computer science, and so that's where I got my degree. And my folks were always a little, they were a little hesitant about this whole video games thing. And they're like, why don't you get a skill in case this whole games thing doesn't work out for you? So I learned how to program, and I started out as a dev before I moved into game design.
Sure. It's like anybody who has children and nowadays it's really difficult to actually steer your children in the right direction because things change so fast now. The 40-year career, although for you, maybe you might spend 40 years at Microsoft. You're probably one of those few that are left out there, though, that will spend, their career in one place because things are changing so fast. But I think there will always be a Solitaire. There'll be some version of it as we move forward. Who knows? There'll be holographic sometime in the future. Who knows what it'll look like, but there'll always be one.
Yeah, it's funny, like a lot of us who are, in our our players are in their 50s, 60s, 70s. They remember Solitaire, and even kids today, right? Like I saw some kids talking about being nostalgic for watching their parents play Solitaire when they were little. So now they're in their, teens and 20s, and they like Solitaire because they remember their parents used to play. So it's just so easy. It's easy. It spans generations. It's just so easy to get into.
I remember, fortunately or unfortunately for me, I was around 30 years ago playing Solitaire, and I was cursing the mouse. I'm like, there's no reason that we need this. I type faster than I can maneuver that mouse, but the only way you could really play Solitaire effectively was with the mouse. You could tab through it, but it would drive you crazy. So finally, I'm like, all right, I'm going to try this contraption. And sure enough, I mean, of course, nowadays, you couldn't even use, in fact, most people would pick the mouse over the keyboard for navigation. So it was a brilliant move on Microsoft's part to get people to start using a mouse because of a game, so and the game still lives today. I mean, you would go, I would be willing to bet any office building at any given time, you'd probably see somebody killing a little time playing Solitaire.
Yeah. And now as much as the mouse was an improvement over the keyboard, now you've got devices like your phone, which have a touch screen, and you can just tap, and just, move the cards exactly where you want, even faster than a mouse.
Yeah, it's true. That is true. I'm still old school though, Kevin. I'm just telling you. It took me a while to get used to the mouse, so it might take me a while for me to get away from that to a touch screen. So, all right, are you ready for the big reveal?
Yep, my wife actually slipped me a deck of our Solitaire cards, so I have the card chosen.
Great. So go ahead and show everybody what your card is.
Here it is. Can you see that?
4 of spades, everybody. 4 of spades. Very nice. Very nice. So, all right, if anybody guessed the 4 of spades, you will be getting a deck of the wonderful Microsoft Solitaire playing cards. So, anything else that you want to share with us, Kevin, before we say goodbye to everybody?
Well, thanks so much for having me. It was great. I know you guys get a ton of submissions for new national days every
We
year.
do. Yep.
You only take a very, very small number of them. So totally honored to have National Solitaire Day, now in the annals of history. It'll be awesome to see where this goes going forward.
Well, we appreciate that. And, and I'm not part of the committee, but I understand the selection process a lot of times. And when a new national day is awarded, it's something that is iconic. It is something that we look at the masses. Is this something that everybody does? And of course, Microsoft Solitaire falls into that, right? So we're just as honored to be partnered with you and bringing this forward every year. And I look forward to what we're going to do next year because with the COVID-19 situation, we actually, not to give away some stuff here, but we were really cooking up some pretty cool stuff this year, weren't we? And did I lose you?
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm here.
Okay.
Pardon me.
That's okay. That's okay. I was just stating that the two companies were actually cooking up some pretty cool stuff this year before COVID-19 came into play here. So hopefully we can do something again next year that'll make it even more wonderful and exciting.
Yeah. And I mean, it's a shame that, with the whole COVID-19 and people are kind of stuck at home and there's so much hurting going on. And, as far as we're concerned, we just want to be there. We just want to be there for people, provide something for people to do, to get through the day, to provide a little bit of entertainment and maybe a little bit of a smile for people and just kind of be there for them like we always have. Just, focusing on making a fun experience for people to enjoy during these tough times.
Yep. All right, Kevin. It's really been a pleasure having you on the show today. Look forward to the next time you're with us.
You as well. Thanks for having me, Marlo.
Thanks. You bet. And everybody, if those are still on, we will be getting to you after the broadcast if you want a deck of cards. So just look for us to be messaging you over Facebook so that you can get that, or Twitter or LinkedIn or wherever you're at. So thanks again, everybody. Have a great day.